Welcome back. Welcome. It is Friday, baby. Another week down. Another spicy week in the books. Bitcoin hit all-time highs. Ethereum, almost all-time highs. Let's see. 7,800. 4,800. What's wrong with me? It's Friday. That's what's wrong with me. Spicy week, boys. What's good? What's good? What happened? What happened on your week? Tell me good news. Tell me positive stuff. What's going on? How's everybody feeling? What should we be looking at today? That's really it. I know what everyone's probably freaking out about, if there's anyone even to freak out yet. Bull run's over. Bitcoin's dead. Well, I mean, that's a pretty ugly move. But honestly, it's just the exact same thing that we have been seeing over and over and over again. Just like constantly during this run. We get a high, it falls. We get a high, it falls. It's over and over and over again. Par for the course. What are we looking at? What's moving now? I did my running group that I joined last week. Last night was the second one. Yeah, I had some drinks afterwards, but I ran better than last time. Holy crap, I am out of shape. Did like 2 miles, but man, I ran like maybe a mile of it and then I walked the rest. Bitcoin above 117k, still pretty good news, I agree. This just is the same move, man. We keep seeing it. It's like all-time high, trickle down, all-time high, trickle down, all-time high, trickle down, all-time high, trickle down, all-time high, trickle down. Whenever the top is in, we have a poll going. Vote in the poll, but like whenever it is in, it's gonna be really hard to tell. Like, it's gonna be hard to tell from a price action standpoint because every single move, every single high is just immediately sold off, and then what? Like in a week's pass. Typically, you go back to the last bull run, and it definitely wasn't like that. It was more blasty, more hidden all-time high, keep going, pull back, it's scary, all-time high. Then we had, you know, in early 21, kind of the sideways bleedy that we've seen all market this time. This was more like what we've seen the last 3 years. But you break that, you run, and it really wasn't until the high was basically in where we started seeing the highs get sold. You know, 58, 61, 64, boom, 69, sold. That was very toppy behavior, but on this, that made it, you know, easier in hindsight to identify where a top is. But this run, man, is the whole thing is like that. How are we gonna know? I guess we should go by timing, right? 4-year cycle. Look at October, November, December of this year. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, bros. Smash the likes. Thank you, 10 pence. Good reminder. If you're out there and you haven't hit the like button yet, join us in hitting the likes, subscribes, all the goodies. Hype it up. I'm going to power up the short stream too. Maybe we can get some short stream viewers. I don't know. Maybe some new eyes. The new viewership, like non-subscribers viewership for the streams has just been like trending down so consistently. Oh crap, I forgot to close Steam. So consistently. It's just not new people yet. Where the new people at? I thought on Ethereum would like unlock them. Didn't really work. What's up, Alexander G? Ace of Hearts. Charlie Duty. What's up, Charlie Duty? Duty Charlie Duty. YB, you don't think this is the top, but this is the beginning of a major dump. You're honestly looking at 92k. It's on the table. I mean, yeah, everything's on the table. That's not that crazy. I guess it depends. Like, I thought we were gonna have a pretty clean August, and then we would see September come in, rate cuts, then all of a sudden it would all topple, right? That's kind of where my brain was at. Looks like we're getting a little sell-off a little early, though. You know, the 92s, the lower targets. Let's wait for 15.5. 15.5. August becomes red again. Yeah, I mean, then you start, then you start entertaining these lower numbers. Before 92, probably would be looking at the 102 area. Would be an interesting back test for support. We have seen this very consistently on the way up, coming back, testing those levels. Everything's on the table. Honestly, I wouldn't allow the market to shake you so much. From yesterday all-time highs, oh no, it's sold off, now we're going down. Like yesterday, new all-time highs were going up, and then today, now it's going down. I think let the trend be your friend, right? We're trending up. This has been trending up. Getting a sell-off here, look at what happened even in July at the high, right? We got an all-time high, 123.2, boom. Closed at 119, basically, you know, like a fraction of a percent up from the previous all-time high the day before. It's going to be over at some point. That's the important part. The music will stop. You know, we cannot depend on the music continuing forever. Just hopefully, damn, that was so good too. On the logarithmic chart. Actually, these are not snapped. On the logarithmic chart, yeah, the last few days we popped back above that trend, now back below. Regular chart does show a little bit more down here, 115 right about the August open to retest this trend line. Got a little bit. Let me see. Did the short stream fire up? Yes, it did. What's up, Efron? Fan over there. Disconcerting corpse. Interesting name. What's up, Court W? Did Trump sell some ETH? Oh, doubt it. What's up, Mr. Mayo? I see you guys over there on the vertical stream. You can join us on the main one. It's a chillin' day. Which side of the boat everyone's on? Oh, we know. What's up, Eternal G? Good to see you, bro. Getting into long-term capital gain status on altcoins requires enduring a lot of pain. True. True. Those long-term capital gains, though, is so advantageous. If you can, like, certainly don't just hold any bag, you know, hoping, praying. Damn, 123 right there. Hoping and praying for long-term capital gains, but don't forget that that is so meaningful when it comes to selling. There are probably times where simply holding it to reach that status would put you, I mean, it instantly puts you more in profit. Take your, you know, I'm not a tax professional, guys, but this is my understanding, is take your tax bracket. When you're self-employed, you pay a ton of tax on everything. It's like 40%. But you take your tax bracket, and then you look at long-term capital gains, and long-term capital gains, like for me, is like 15% maybe. I think it's 15. It's like 15 versus 40. So it's 25, is it 25%? Like advantage there. It means something. Could even kind of be calculated in when you're thinking about your portfolio, how to take profits. Let's get rid of some of these lines. I guess we did have a lot of confluence up here. 122, 123. Let's get rid of this for now. Let's look at it this way. Weekly, here is the shit, right? Here's the muck. Beautiful high. Now we have a gnarly kind of wick on the week. We did have this last month as well, but right here, look at the weekly. What is the weekly doing? I won't lie, I don't love this. Weekly is barcoding. Barcoding. Green, red, green, red, green, red. Resistance, major resistance, 19.5. If you're looking to hedge, so those of you saying, okay, 92K lower, I think YB. One second, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh shit, what's up, Tradefly? I see you over there on the mobile stream. Dr. Crypto JP, 4-star strength. What did he warn? I warned you. I warned everyone. What's up, Mad Genius? M4. 19.5 if you're looking for further downside, if you're in the sub 100K category. I'm not making this bet. 19.5, that's probably a nice place to look. Look at these weeklies. This is a level being respected. Even after a new all-time high, boom. Boom, the market says, I don't know about that. Guess what we're hoping for is to hold this Saturday, Sunday, you know, close back above 19.5. Continue the rally, break this resistance. But for now, this is the trading range. 19.5, I think you can realistically say 14.2 here, trading range right here. It's not bad. Let's move the all-time high marker up. 124.5. When are we going to get a real run? When are we going to get a real all-time high, guys? What do you think? What's up, 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐼𝐧𝐠? Welcome back, brother. Good to see you. My mentor, Tom Crown. What's up, up here? Stress, bless you, bro. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, boys. We've got the mobile stream and the horizontal stream going simultaneously. That's why the rooms are split up. The group split up a little bit. Lunar eclipse coming September 7th. That's bearish. I wouldn't doubt it. September is probably a reasonable time to look for some bearishness. And when I say bearishness, for some sideways and downward price action. Nothing is guaranteed. This is just observation over the, you know, the time I've watched the markets, live streamed it. September, usually September, my memory has been kind of the coiling up, selling off, coiling up, kind of the final shakeout at this part of the cycle. Right before you see the blast. That has been what I remember of September's. You love the clickbait? Thank you, Chris. It's not as inspired. You guys didn't help me as much as I thought. What have I been playing on Steam, 10 pence? I just downloaded RimWorld. Make your jokes. Make your jokes, Rim. Rim. Why did they name it that? Wash trade. Don't forget the wash trade. Yeah. I made out like a bandit wash trading. Harvesting those losses. What was it? At the end of 22. At the end of 22, I sold like so much down low. Like all of the income I had received that year in Bitcoin was all down. Sold it all, bought it all back the like first day of January and 23rd. Am I bullish, Seth? Yes, baby. Yeah, baby. Rim of the Galaxies. Been playing a ton of RimWorld. Shane, you been playing RimWorld? He told you this title? Yes, YB. You are the master. Your trading count's very small compared to your stat. Good. Good. That's the way to fly, bro. It's the way to fly. Stock alert on MSTR. All right. Cool-handed Luke. You might be pulling my leg here, but we'll see. Seth, I am bullish. I don't think the bull run's over, brother. I think it'll be over October, November, December. The Q4, the final quarter of this year. And maybe like at latest, if we start hearing the narrative of this time's different, no bear market, at the latest in like early Q1 of 26, be like tiny extension of the cycle. Maybe the high is already in when it comes like to December. And then January, we do like, we kind of like pull back just a tiny bit, curl up, and we start kind of going for those highs, and it doesn't make it. Gets everyone excited. I can see that. What's up, Alexander Jovanik? Holiday roaming internet mobile view. Nice. Yeah, there you go. This is for you. This is MicroStrategy. We'll take a look at this chart a little more in depth. Hasn't been the most volatile, but with that, I'm not an expert on the mechanics behind all of the debt issuance, share issuance, fundraising that they do. I think that it is something that you would assume, though, that its price isn't going to rocket as much as it has in the past. They're raising this money, they're selling share, you know, they're putting downward pressure on this stock and on, they're diluting it, right? They're diluting it. So that's going to keep it from like running. It still will, you know, still can break out and go to new all-time highs. This chart's pretty wild. But to like expect it to keep up with Bitcoin, I don't think makes sense, even though its whole value prop is Bitcoin. It's complicated. I should do some homework over the weekend on it. Give you confidence to sell all your MSTR for PLTR. Thompson, there you go. There's your confidence. There's your confidence. I think all the manipulations, and I say manipulations is, I don't think it's a bad thing, but the way that Saylor is gaming the financial system, gaming the stock, corporate debt kind of loop, I think it puts downward pressure, or at least kind of it prevents as much upward pressure, right? Maybe you guys know a little bit more than I do about it, but that is my thought about it. Thanks for reinforcing it, Seth. Of course, brother. Come here anytime. Anytime I will reinforce the bullishness. I'm always bullish, baby. You believe MSTR is waiting for Bitcoin to pop off? Yeah. But Bitcoin kind of has. And look, MSTR hasn't set a new all-time high this year. But I think that is because of what they do. 1.5 MNAV. MSTR is almost in short trade territory, you're saying, Dom. 1.5 MNAV. Mescaline is the only way to fly. Whatever floats your boat there, Dinkles. What's up, Trinity? You don't think you'll even start till October, November, probably. MicroStrategy performing extremely poor. We'll look at the chart here. Hello, Tums. Pro BTC. I just took some Tums. What's up, bro? Interest rate pumps coming now. I think that we're seeing / we saw. There's probably a little more. There's probably more to come. But brother, I have interest rate cuts like ever actually been bullish? Like they're gonna drive inflation. They're gonna, you know, we like that as Bitcoiners, but have they ever really been bullish for markets? Usually they reflect weakness. When you cut interest rates, it's usually a reflection of a weak economy and not having confidence in the economy, which is not like the best stock situation, right? Look at this MicroStrategy. Guys, look at this fib. Look at fibs. Whenever you want to project up into prices you've never seen before, use the fib. Look at MicroStrategy. March 21's high, December 22's low, 1618, 540.99. What price did it go to? Oh, this is some interesting music. Look at that. Look at that. You can't make this shit up. Like it's you can't make this up. This was placed before this high. We nailed this live. I forgot about this. Look at that. 540.99. If you need something to convince you that the fib tool does something, is valuable, there you go. I love that one. That was just like one of the best examples. One of the best examples of the fib tool. So let's take a look on the, well, we're on the week. Don't love this, but it hasn't sold off. Okay. Hasn't come back to the high. You know, it really hasn't done bad. It hasn't broken new highs, which is just weird because Bitcoin has. Might be getting a little heavy on the month. Organ trade. The Oregon Trail. What's up, G65? ADA will make a new all-time high. I mean, probably not against Bitcoin. We haven't seen that many coins. Like, you know, Ethereum still didn't do it. Ethereum still didn't break all-time high in dollars. We haven't seen many coins really perform after kind of one cycle of doing really well. I don't want to get bearish though. I don't want to be bearish about it. 20 week MicroStrategy looking to close. Hopefully closes a little bit up today. Wow. Well, could be better. Could be better. If MicroStrategy loses 333, I think it may finally go home to that 200 level. You know, I don't love this. It's just testing support over and over again down here. Lower highs. Head and shoulder looking. Money flow kind of flipped red. Coming back down. This doesn't look that great. It doesn't look that wonderful. Look for 333 as support though. If this structure breaks down. 333. think that'd be good. Look at ADA. Did you know that Bitcoin never takes more than 50 days for a big move? What's up, Mad Genius? Never takes more than 50 days for a big move. What does that mean? When we have roughly 70 days left, we only need 50 or less. And every single move in the past, like that, between 60 and 90%. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. What's up, Muhammad? I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. Is your chat not showing? There's two chats, Maniac Killer. There's the mobile stream over here with 𝐂𝐨𝐿, and then the main one. This is the horizontal stream that you're on. I'm just answering questions from both. Why is your chat not showing? It is showing. What's up, Maniac Killer? 126K this weekend, then 108K, then 140K. All right. All right. I could take those numbers. You know, let's look at this. Let's rehash. We didn't get one of the major signals. Oh yeah, I forgot that this is up. Oh, it's on the short stream, making it really hard to see. My bad, guys. I don't know where to even put it on the short stream. Let's like put it behind me. That'll look weird. Whatever. Bitcoin versus Euro. We didn't get our big signal. We were waiting for this. We were honestly, I'm glad I didn't bet on it. I was very damn sure that this was going to happen like yesterday or the day before. BTC Euro and BTC Shiba against the Swiss franc are the only currency pairs not to break all-time high since January. When they do, I think that's going to be a big bullish signal for the market. And I think even I can say that reasonably, that's when we'll see a strong leg. That's when we'll get this kind of move. The moves that we've seen very little of this year, or this cycle, this kind of move. I think when all the currencies finally break, we'll see a bigger run. I think algorithms will go nuts on that. But you can see here, Euro barely rejecting. 105.75 to 105.95. A 200 euro difference, which is not even a fraction of a percent. We're watching these closely. I can't believe these didn't break. It's pretty wild, actually. It really does drive home the weakness of the dollar right now. The dollar in the past has been kind of the stickler to break all-time highs. In other cycles, we've seen Euro and GBP, we've seen them be stronger, meaning, you know, they're weaker, but we've seen them break all-time highs and push higher, and it just had like the dollar waiting. And we're like, well, these ones are going, but does that really matter? Because most of the volume's in the dollar. This cycle is backwards again. GBP. Oh wait, the Swiss franc. Okay, cool. Well, this is, I'm just learning now in front of you in real time. Swiss franc did break. That's actually very interesting. So now only the euro remains. Swiss franc broke yesterday. You know, if you can even count this as a new all-time high. As close as the euro was to it is like how much the franc broke it by. Nothing. 99.3 to 99.5. Wild. I guess I didn't have an alert. So it's just euro. This is going to be a good tweet. I'm going to tweet this. I'm going to tweet about the euro later. The BT euro. The pound also was a bit of a stickler. See, not quite the same though, because the pound had already broken all-time high this year again in July. Same time, Wednesday, we saw it break to a new all-time high, but rejected as well. You know, these pairs you might think, but you know, what's the point of them? Why are we looking at them? Why are we talking about them? Well, if you're saying that, you're certainly an American. I am too, don't worry, bro. We're certainly an American because we don't think of other things in other currencies. It's just the dollar. And the rest of the world largely has done that too, in our defense. The value to these is that there are people outside of the dollar. I know it's crazy to say, it's crazy to hear. There are people outside of the dollar. There are people who live their entire lives. I know, there's people in other countries. In the UK, for instance, that their entire lives are measured in pounds. Europe, there's a lot of people in Europe. They are more familiar with the dollar than we are with the euro, but they measure everything in the euro. They live their lives, they pay their rent, they get their paychecks. When they look at Bitcoin and we say, oh, it's 100 and whatever, they're going, You silly Americans. It's only 103K because they're thinking about euros. This is important. A large percent of people and people with wealth are looking at these values and trading these values, investing with these values. And so when they break all-time higher, we see structural, changes or shifts in these markets, in these pairs. It's meaningful. There are algorithms that absolutely are just operating trading Bitcoin Euro and not Bitcoin dollar. Same with GBP, same with the Swiss franc. These have weight. Not as much weight as Bitcoin dollar. I agree, not as much. But they still have weight, they're still meaningful, and they still can give us some kind of edge in trading when we use them. The only reason, honestly, that the dollar has more weight in crypto for Bitcoin dollar than other pairs, it's simply because that's where the volume is. The majority of the volume is in the dollar. And we can probably attribute that, not yet, actually. Let me correct myself before I even say it. I was going to say we can attribute that to Tether, to USDT and stablecoins, but actually no, because that was true before that. It's likely to remain that the dollar is the most volume because of that, though. Okay, I'll go there. Let's move on. Wake up, Wojak. What am I waking up for? I ran, bro. I did my running group last night, and then we all went over to this bar. I had an espresso martini. It's espresso martini, but it's not espresso martini. Espresso martini seltzer. So it's like a White Claw, but the flavor was espresso martini, and it, first of all, was banging. It was absolutely banging. Second of all, it was 12.5% alcohol, and whew, it was dangerous. But no, I'm just tuckered out, man. It was my second time doing the group. The first time I had the worst shin splints and was like dying. This time I did a lot better, but I still can't run 2 miles. I ran, I don't know, maybe one, if I'm being generous, one, and then kind of like jogged the second. Exercise, then drink, exactly. Well, I'm not gonna lie, bros. It's a pretty sweet group. The group, I just found this. It's like local to where I live. It's in the city, and like, there's no sign up. It's just, you just show up, and it's like super fit, attractive people, like 21 to like 40, maybe. It just, everyone is like fit and tan and good looking, and like it's pretty wild. It's not a bad group. Not a bad group, if you know what I mean. I recommend it. There's quite a few ladies. Let's get into Ethereum's. Yeah, this was not the play. Take a look at Ethereum's and the damage. Actually, I'm enjoying just shooting the shit though. Charting in Braille. Yeah, baby. Call me, oh God, drawing the blank. The blind guy. The blind guy. This is a cross-country, cross-country line. Nah, it was just 2 miles. That's just like a fun run group. Somebody said wake up. It's because, dude, I'm so sore. Is he blind? I'm new here. Is he blind? Yes, Bert Visuals. I'm blind. I'm the world's greatest blind trader. No, it's funny. When I was in Dubai last year for the Bybit thing, they had like this kid who was blind, and they were like, this is like the world's best blind trader, and he had like a little helper, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm not gonna dog on this kid, but I was thinking, this is probably he's probably just a scammer, right? Like, he's probably just a scammer. It probably is. Oh yeah, I'm blind. Oh yeah, give me this attention. Fly me out to Dubai. Like, he's not even a KOL. It's just like, I don't know, some kid. Either way, if he is blind, I feel bad about saying that. Nah, I don't feel bad about it. It just felt like a grift, I was like, this feels like a grift. It's not a bad grift. There are worse grifts. Yeah. We'll see. But now I'm the world's greatest blind trader. Move over that guy. Kid can read a chart better than Raoul Paul, says K Max Drum. Does he read charts? It's weird because now every crypto influencer, no matter what, Every single channel now does charts. Every single one. It's wild. Where'd I find this running group? I just like, I met some like new friend and they said they do this thing. And I was like, what? And I was like, I need to get in shape. I'll try it. It's just, it literally, it's like this starts like 3 blocks away from where I live. I think I've seen them running. I want to say there was 200 people there. Maybe. And we just like ran as a pack through the city, just right across the streets, not paying attention to like car, just in this like herd. It's wild when that many people are together, because like we start in one area and then we like all begin together. When that many people are together and you start running, there's something so primal about it, like super primal. Your heart starts racing. It's like you get like excited. You feel like you're gonna stampede. We're just gonna stampede. It's crazy. I recommend you guys find something like that. Gotta take care of yourself. Gotta take care of your bod. Your whole existence is a machine. You gotta keep it well oiled. Crash in August, William? Possibly. You know, we should be thankful because really crypto has been so boring in the summers. This is maybe the least boring summer in a long time. I think we are more likely to see selling, like, we're more likely to have a red month in September than October, in my opinion. We'll see what happens at 15.5 though, where August flipped to green and it's held that even after selling off from the all-time high. Saw them running. Hey guys, what are you guys doing? Just like running next to them. Forget running. Blast, propionate. I don't even know what that. I don't even know what those words are. What's up, Christopher Columbus? Crypto for Columbus. Hey, didn't we get your movie reference? I might have missed. What was the comment? I'd rather run alone. Fly home. Is it a Forrest Gump reference, or am I bad? Aren't we all ADD? Yeah, dude. Do you have a spotter so I don't run into things? You know, when you're running in a herd, you just have that, like, a few dudes with like bells on them, you know? They have bells, and then alright, let me look at Ethereum. What up, KJam? All different daddies, Vegas Claw. What are you up to, man? It's Friday, bro. What are you up to? Momentum up. Okay. Moving averages look good. RSI looks good. How's this month going? Clearly well. You know, if we do sell off even into this month, but into September, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say it. I have my longs open on Ethereum. I'm still bullish. I should have, hopefully you guys took some profit near the all-time high. We talked about that on Monday or Wednesday, where we're looking to take profit, or where I'm looking to take profit. Potentially a taking profit strategy. If you just bought in, you're boned. You're boned. You got to figure your shit out. If you've been investing, buying Ethereum, accumulating Ethereum, you know, or you bought it with me back in April and you're up in your position, I talked about my plan selling, I don't know, like 20, let's say 25% of the position at the all-time high, 25% of the position. And this is just the way I'm doing it. You can do it anyway at like 9,800. So that's already very ambitious. 9,800. Incredibly. If this happens, right, I will still have half of my stack. I'll still have 50% of my Ethereum if it reaches above this price, 9,800. In the world where it continues going, right, I will look to sell another fourth of it at 14,000. So price moves up, all-time high, I've sold 25%. 10,000, now I've sold half of it. 15,000, I now have 1/4 of what I started with, but I still have a quarter. And at that point, I probably just hold that quarter. Now, you know, is it good? 27,000? I don't know about that. That seems unrealistic. Could be. If it gets to 27,000, I have to make that hard call. Do I want to sell out, or do I want to just hold on to it? I'll probably end up holding on to some. It's okay. So it's bad to hold forever. It's bad to round trip. You don't want to do that. But if you have set up a plan, and this is what the whole video is about, that we talked about this, That's my plan. If you have a plan set up and you've taken profits on the way, you've taken your principal out, you've removed the risk from the position, right? They're free coins because you got the money back. You can round trip then. I mean, it's, you know, you don't want to, but then you can sit there comfortably. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about what, damn, my eye is weird. You don't have to worry about holding it all back down and, you know, essentially just being underwater again. You can no longer be underwater with that position as long as you don't buy it back. You've already taken everything out. So that's the way I have it planned. We'll see. I think if you haven't made a position in Ethereum and you want one, good luck. Good luck. This might be the way to do it. If we see September sell off into rate cuts, then October, November, December rally, kind of like I'm imagining, maybe it looks like this. Maybe you retest this high. Is it 3,750? Maybe that's the monthly level. We've seen a lot of these wicks at just 4,000. Maybe that, you know, it's somewhere in this area. Maybe you look for the entry there to then sell, to then take profits on the rally up. That's probably the best way to play that. That's the way I think. That's the way I would do. This looks a little weak actually. Lower high on momentum, rolling over already. Money flow is still good and strong. This might just be like a weekend sell-off. If you're looking for a scalp over the weekend, 4,222. Anytime we do this, I feel like anytime you put a trade long that's like close to price, it gets stopped. Looking for a scalp, maybe you get that. Looking for a longer term position, I think you look for this. This could take till next month. Could be tomorrow, like who knows. ET, what's up, Recta? What's up, Silas Light? Rick G, the buy button is so big, sell button so small. Can barely see it. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know. You mean like on the charts? I hate that TradingView added those. Silas, hello. Am I streaming the Trump speech? Probably not, Woozy. We like to cover US stuff when it's like crypto related, interest rate, big finance, big market stuff. But no, we don't just like cover whenever Trump's speaking. Is he talking about crypto? Is he talking about, I mean, tentative. It also doesn't have a time. It just says tentative. Dylan, signing up for the exchange links like BYDFI. You get unlimited. You get like all the roles in our Discord, all the VIP roles. Is it the craziest offer? No, but it's just something, a little bonus. The real value, guys, sign up using my link. Sign up for BYDFI if you're looking for an exchange. Anyone can sign up anywhere with it. Use it. It helps support me, but here's the real value. Nobody else is going to give you this value. And this is a very valuable thing in this space. If you use them, you use my link, and you have an issue, can't withdraw, can't deposit, I don't know, whatever it is, right? If you have an issue, you can ping me on Discord, you can open a ticket, and I will go talk to them. I will, on your behalf, go talk to them. I've done this for many of you guys out there. For any exchange, I always offer this with the exchanges I work with. If you have an issue, I will be in your corner. That value is insane because you guys know how the customer service is for these things. They're shit. Typically they're garbage and they won't help you, and they're just like, no. They'll just dick you around until you stop asking. I will go to bat. I can't promise that I'll get the result that I want, but if it is reasonable, if it is just and fair, we're gonna get the result we want. Because if not, then, well, I wouldn't work with people that wouldn't. I wouldn't work with exchanges that wouldn't. So there's the big value. What's the referral code? Tom Crown? I don't know. Yeah, I guess. The link's pinned to the top of the chat. It's in the video description. tomcrown.io/BYDFI. It's not found anywhere else. Well, when I work with these exchanges, and you guys know I've worked with a bajillion of them over the years, they've all been good. None of them have rugged. None of them have had bad stuff happen. The worst thing was Fairdesk shut down, but nobody lost money. Like, nobody got screwed. It was like we're shutting our business down. This was before Trump was elected. They were like, we're shutting this down because regulation's too harsh and we don't, you know, we're just not sure what's going to happen. And everyone got to withdraw. Everyone, you know, everything was fair, equitable. I worked with a lot, none of the bad ones. But when I work with them, part of our kind of deal is like, you're going to cater, like if I come to you with a community problem, you're going to fix it. So I got you in my court. Do we do giveaways sometimes? I don't know. I have in the past. Giveaways, like, the problem with giveaways are they don't really do anything. I know it's like, you guys, you're like, oh, well, we get money, yay. And yes, money, yay. But here's the thing, is giveaways, kind of as advertising, tend to just attract, got my eye. Ugh. I got something in my eye. What's up, boys? Giveaways as, like, an advertisement just tend to attract, like, trash. So it's like people who don't want to watch your content, people who don't like you, people who don't like crypto, and they're just like chasing the giveaway. And so the benefit of it is kind of null outside of the winner, right? Like whoever wins gets something, yay. But like giveaways attract bots. Yeah, just like bots. Like I said, people don't even like care about crypto, don't care about our community. What's up, Rick G metaphor, easy to buy, hard to sell. Alaska Putin stuff. Alaska, oh yeah, the resources. I don't know, yeah, we ain't covering that. Oh god, dude, what is in my eye? Holy balls. What up? What up, fam? We'll see. I might take these off if my eye keeps bothering me. It's like watering. I don't know what I got in it. Something. Ukraine war, yeah. Nah, not our jam. Wait, so I'm not blind? How do you know I'm not blind? Just because, I mean, blind people have eyes. Bert, blind people have eyes, bro. I mean, people who don't have eyes are blind. But, like, blind people have eyes. Scammer, I know. I know, scammer. You told me, I trusted you because you told me you didn't have eyes. Now you have eyes all of a sudden? A scam. A scam. 𝐓𝐫𝐸𝐵TC. So we're looking at Ethereum, looking for maybe a little pullback. 𝐓𝐵𝐸𝐵TC, I think there's a trade here. Are we going to be so lucky to get this trade? Probably not. On the week, you can see resistance. Efficient price action creating resistance before the breakdown. The end goal of 0.05 is coming. Something like that. Disability jokes. Never would make fun of anyone. I would never make fun of anyone because they have a disability. That's dumb. But certainly I will have some giggles at like kind of conceptual things. Never laugh at someone's like, because it's not funny. It's not funny if someone has a disability, but it's funny to joke about disabilities. There we go. XRP, there you go. You can feel it in your bones. Which bones? XRP. Wow, all of a sudden everybody asking about XRP. People joined both streams and asked about XRP simultaneously. Is it moving? XRP not having the best month. Not having its best month. Last month really pushed the highs and then it closed right back down. Actually, is this a red year for XRP right now? No, okay, never mind. It opened at 2. Okay, I was looking at the top of January. I was like, wait a minute. Still beautiful. Still holding this level, making that slow climb. Yeah, you guys were asking me, will ADA break its all-time high? We'll look at Cardano next. Will Ethereum, and you know, like, I want to say yes for all of them because in the past, in our crypto cycles, like, everything runs. Everything. Even, you know, some things don't run that much, but everything runs. But I just don't have any great examples yet of coins that have been around for multiple, you know, more than one cycle that are breaking all-time highs and really making those moves that we're thinking about. Like XRP, it did it. You know, it definitely did it. 362, and it still looks strong. I think it still has more upside this cycle. Still looks strong. But it didn't really go anywhere. And this is what Solana did last year. It broke its all-time high, or maybe earlier this year. Broke its all-time high and then just didn't continue. And now we have Ethereum, and Ethereum actually didn't break its all-time high. I think it will. But it also didn't break and run, you know? And I need to see that happen. I need to see these coins do that. And it doesn't have to be Ethereum or Solana. It doesn't have to be XRP. Like just really any of them to set the tone for the rest of them. To be like, look, this is actually going to happen. Look, Solana right here. All-time high, right down. It broke it by just a little bit and down. I don't like seeing that. It makes me uncomfortable. My Pudgy Penguins trade is probably Pudgy screwed. My Litecoin trade, though. My Litecoin trade. God. I'm not going to take this trade. Although I say that, and that's probably going to be the good one. I need to see it. I need to see them rip, and I really want them to. I'm rooting for all of them. I'm rooting for XRP. I'm rooting for Solana. I'm rooting for Ethereum. Because if they do it, then probably most of them will. If not all of them. We just need the precedent to be set. And it hasn't been. Great stream. Thanks for the insights. You gotta go. Thank you, Trent. Appreciate you popping in, brother. Tom, loving you glasses. Where can you get some? Sandra, they don't really make them anymore. So I'm like slowly getting you guys like acclimated to not wearing them. They don't really make these. If you guys can find a vendor, manufacturer that makes this frame, let me know. I started wearing these like 6.5 years ago, and I've gone through different manufacturers, different vendors, and they're just harder and harder to find. Even Walmart carried these frames at one point. Now they don't. Here's what I'm looking for on XRP. Test of $3 on the week. Take profit at 340 again. That trade's still in play. TBD. Mexico still has them $10. They were never expensive. They're never. The first pair I bought they were by blenders, and they stopped making them. But they just don't really manufacture them. They manufacture things that look kind of like them. You'll find things that look like them, but aren't them. Even H-bar is below its all-time high. Is that like the standard? Should H-bar be the first? Opinion on render. We looked at render Wednesday, and it did not look that great. Let me see if I still have pulled up. I don't think I did have an opinion on it, actually. We looked at it Wednesday, and yeah, my opinion is I think all things are going to rally. You know, all boats will rise when the tide rises Bitcoin. Render is like Caspa. We looked at this Wednesday, and the fact that it hasn't made a clearly defined trend. Most coins have made higher lows and higher highs and are moving back to their all-time highs, or at least back to their yearly highs. Render is doing kind of this flagging formation, and you could say it's a bear flag. I don't think that makes sense, but it doesn't have the higher highs and higher lows. Yes, I mean, this is, you know, if you're looking for hopium, this is what you're looking for, right? You're looking for it to blast to the top side. That could happen. As an analyst, I just don't want to jump to that when I see a chart that doesn't have the same structure that others have and say, okay, I think it's going to go to the upside just based on everything going up. Will it? Probably. It probably will. It probably will make me look foolish. And I'd be like, Tom, of course, everything is going to go up. But like, I got to actually see it happen. I got to see it happen. It's very kind of neutral to me. Not bearish or bullish. It's just like kind of neutral. It's coiling. Let me take a look at Cardano. Oh, Cardano. Oh, Cardano. Cardano actually looking very good all of a sudden. The last 2 days have So this is what I was talking about with, you know, render. Okay, I don't see the uptrend. It's just not there yet. This is Cardano against Bitcoin. July hit a low, hit a lower high, I'll say in July again. Higher low into August, higher high now into August. You have an uptrend. This is an uptrend. This is what I want to see. This is a nice bullish sign. It's suggestive that market makers are pushing this up. They're looking for higher. They're looking to retest whatever resistance is above them. We're finally in that scenario. Of course, this is the resistance. Of course. Of course. Of course. Well, it can just never be easy, huh? Do it like that. 900 sats. We're at 803. Order block here in the month. 903 right above. Somewhere in the zone. Let's look at the dollar pair. Dollar pair. Oh, shit. All right, boys. All right. And the golden cross. The golden cross is a lagging indicator. I only use leading indicators like a crystal ball and Miss Cleo. Miss Cleo gives me the future. Uptrend again. You know, render. I think we'll get there. Caspa. I think we'll get there. You know, in fact, all right. I have an alert, so I could. We're not there yet. ADA. Low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Boom, uptrend on the day. Back to $1. We're looking for like $1.20 here. But we were calling for $1 for so long. Where are we on the trade? God, still, you know, we're up 50% now in this trade. To slap myself back to reality, this was placed in February, so kind of rough on that account. $1 hit $1 yesterday. Let's go. I see ADA retesting this resistance from the end of last year. 120, 114 to 120. If you zoom out, ADA. This is on Monday we did a really valuable lesson that you should go back and watch. Basically, what you should do. What I would do if I was new. People coming in, should I buy this? Should I buy that? I'm new. Should I go all in? Let me see, what stream was that? Buy Bitcoin now. Yeah, it was on Monday. August 11th. Buy Bitcoin now? Question mark. Let me. This one. This one. Go back and watch this one. Look at this handsome guy. That's wearing the same shirt. Ooh. Actually, that is a different shirt. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Go check this one out if you didn't see it. Long story. Well, a small part of the long story short is you can look to buy things that are at their all-time high, like Ethereum. People are jumping in saying, should I buy Ethereum? That might work. But what might make sense is to look at a portfolio in a diverse way of adding lower risk and higher risk, getting a little spectrum of reward, looking for projects that have stood the test of time, as I'll say. Cardano is one. It's been around for many years, many cycles. Look for these older things that have stood the test of time that have big gaps back to their all-time high, at least comparatively. So Cardano, you know, at the time was at 80 something. Back to $3 is 280%. That's just back to all-time high. You're looking to buy Ethereum at all-time high. If you're betting on that same gain, you're looking at like a $15,000 Ethereum or a coin just back to its all-time high. What you're looking for, what I'm looking for when I talk about these is look for this big developed market structure. This is from 2023. You have your low, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and now you're moving back to that high. When you break that high, man, the all-time high is a very good target. This is big cemented support. This is wild. I'm not saying go all in on this. I'm not saying go all in on anything. But consider these. Think about the upside potential of something like this. And Cardano's not the only one. There's many. It's like 200, 300% back to its all-time high. And then you go over to Ethereum, and this can still be a good buy too. But what are you doing? You know, for that same gain, what are you looking at? Like 15K. That is a lot more to ask than for something to return to its high. So look for those opportunities. ADA can be one, doesn't have to just be ADA. This is not like the only thing. There's no guarantee on any of this. But there are coins that have room that don't need to perform any like crazy way. And I think that is reasonable that many of these will retest all-time highs during this cycle. Ooh, ENA could be a trade. ENA right here. 67. I don't like that. Resistance. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Resistance to support. Okay, let me get back to the chat. NPC wrecked. NPC is wrecked. I mean, the trade was wrecked. Anytime we put a trade close to price, it never works out. Dot H bar. What type of trader am I, Victor? You know, honestly, you mean like what do I enjoy or what am I most successful at? I would say I am a swing trader. Ooh, Zora. Zora just hitting that entry. Sketching us out a little bit. I think this was Randy's. Mr. Greer's. Zora, 10-cent entry hit. Interesting. Interesting. Can take some balls to look at these today, though. I would say that I'm a swing trader. You know, I've done all kinds of trading. I'll do live trading. I've done scalping here on this channel here. Looks like Link's playing out. I think swing trading and honestly investing over time have been my most successful trading styles. Link at 22 for 1919. Let's how do I feel about Aerodrome? I don't really have any feelings towards it. Good or bad. Let me see, I got too many freaking tabs open. Snack. I might buy some snack. Just for the meme, I don't know. I like this chart. Doge is another one. I was talking about ADA, right? I was talking about Cardano. I was talking about, you know, jumping into the space. What should you buy? How should you start? Doge is another one. Doge is at 22 cents, back to the all-time high. 230%. I think Doge reasonably will break its all-time high this cycle. Reasonably. 230% back to its all-time high. Same concept. That structure is some of the strongest chart I've ever seen, support-wise. Like, look at it. Look at this. These higher highs, these higher lows. It just, I don't know. It's not catching bids. It's not kind of going fire. Maybe there's too much profit taking from people in the last cycle, but bam. When this rips, it's gonna rip. Keep your eyes open. I like BNB too, but BNB at its all-time high. You're squeezing blood from a stone when you're trying to like buy things at all-time high for gains. TRX. Oh, TRX. Every time I look at you, I'm like, you're just about to blow up. And then it doesn't. Where did that go? Just disappeared. Yeah, close some of these. Luna C. You guys are crazy making me look at this. Crazy. Gala looks like crap. ARB. Ugh, ARB. ARB. I think I looked at Aerodrome for a while. What's up, John Paul? Jason Tillery, Jesse Sheridan, 𝐂𝐨𝐮𝐫𝐬𝐞, Shane, Juan, HNA, Christian, Abshek, Vlad. What's up, everybody who subscribed today? Welcome. Hey, Aerodrome moving a little. Damn, it looks like these trades were good, but then what happened to your trading view? Oh, these are four. Okay, these are actually like risk to rewards big. 72-cent entry looking pretty good. Higher highs, higher lows. I like that. Aerodrome. I actually kind of like this back down here. I like it as a short here. Entry $1. Whenever I can get something at $1, I like when a coin trades at pennies and then it like breaks to $1. I love taking profit at $1 and I love buying at $1. Love entering and exiting at $1. It's like just so magnetic to price. People love that dollar. Look at this OKB scam and tether. What is this? Don't buy this. Don't. This is an exchanges coin, and look at this. Look at this bullshit. In like 20 minutes, it went a bajillion %. And of course, it's on their exchange, and it's their native token, and they're market making it, and it like. Do not get trapped in that. Do not get trapped in that. What's up, Corwin? How you doing, Corwin? Welcome. It's like closing tabs here quick. I think I like this play on Link. It's working out so far. I've like gotten a bunch of my tabs down. There's so many tabs here, dude. PP. That's based PP. There's TRX. I feel like that's the entry. I feel like TRX, like that's the entry. It's like 2 all-time high. What does this look like? $0.45 all-time high. 27% upside, 6% downside, 4.28. Yeah. This thing just never sells off. I should take this trade. It just never sells off. Look at this. TRX just never freaking, it just never sells. It just follows, just goes on trend. Just keeps going. This looks so insane. Entry is probably a little lower, 34. 𝐂𝐨𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿 even checked on my trades today. What if I'm wrecked? Logging in. My only complaint about BYDFI, for some reason I cannot stay logged in. That's it. It's for security. Whoa, that's my stream. That's us. Oh, I logged in now. That was easy. You see my trades. Doge up 100%, taken live. Pengu now down 21%. Fleur still up 100. 111% somehow, FLR. And I was getting a little sketched about that one. Okay, actually, hell yeah, FLR is ripping today. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'll take that. Pengu in trouble. I'm probably gonna lose that one. Nothing happening on the corn. All's quiet on the corn front. It's Friday. Damn, that flare trade, that's nice. That's nice. Oh my god. All right, I'll do it. 34. 34 and gibberish. Do like done. Done. It is Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Congratulations, you made it to the weekend again. What's up, man? Well, Doc going back to all-time high. It's possible, dude. I don't know. I guess that was a long time ago. Time to pack a bowl. Yeah. What books to become a better trader? Well, Edward, we have a great free trading playlist here. Trading in the Zone is highly recommended. Check that out. Solana is set to pass 1,000 in less than 2 months. Wow, that. If Solana passes 1,000, what's Bitcoin at, right? What's Ethereum at? What's... I wouldn't hold my breath on $1,000 Solana in 2 months. I wouldn't hold my breath. It's not impossible. I wouldn't hold my breath. I wouldn't bet on it, honestly. Trump's live starting. You know what? That's perfect timing. Let's let Trump have this one. Go watch him, see what he has to say. It's a time for me to enjoy my Friday and for you to enjoy your weekend. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Tune in again Monday. Do it. Don't miss it. Monday at 1 p.m. Tune in right here.